Howdy YouTube, this is Rain208 doing a summer tackle video. I've had a few requests from people on them, so I'm going to start one of the videos. I've got 3 poles that I use for fishing during the summer, mainly. I would go out throughout other ones, but these ones are going to be the 3 main ones. I'm going to go through each layer of the tackle box, starting with the top. Fishing regulations. 1 whole side of bobbers. Most of these are European style. The reason why I say that is because they have a little tiny wire right there and usually a little bead. It seems this one has fallen off. But the best example would be this. Little tiny screw, and there's the bead. You got some regular bobbers, full slip ones. You got regular spring bobbers. I've got the whole caboodle. You're going to need a set of needle nose pliers or forceps. I have this pair for right now. In case you go into the ocean, you can use these, or freshwater, doesn't matter. For you trout fishermen out there, you probably know what these are for. Just buy yourself the whole can. Some people say white corn. I've had luck with green corn. I have this mainly in case I go out there and and I smell bad or something. I can just spray that on. Same thing with this, except for this deodorant. Here we go. Have yourself a good knife. This one's actually not a good knife, but something that you can clean a fish with. If I can get back in the video. I also recently bought a Yo-Yo automatic fishing reel. Right now it's tangled into my knife sheath. There we go. It pretty much, I've had success with it already so far. Mostly you'll do this at night, but I was just goofing around on a dock, so you buy them with a little bit of string right about for here, and the swivel's already on. I just added about 8-pound test, a little sinker, and a treble hook, which I would use for catfishing. Now, in case I get bored with that reel being on there, that's about 25 braid. I can switch to this one, which is about 14-pound nanofill. I can also switch those two, which are 8, to this one, which is 6, or this one, which is 2. I have multiple style power baits. We have your regular rainbow, which is not actually correct. You have pink lemonade. Let's see what else we have. We have little power balls. Lime twist, what's left of it, because I've had that much success. My friend, he uses this so much. This bait is supposed to be nitro power bait, but it's not working too good. And I have a cricket in my tackle box. Interesting. Some old power bait. Not much left. Some Petskeet salmon eggs. Up here we get them for cheap. Now we go into our Gulp-A-Live stuff. We have Gulp-A-Live minnows, smelt ones. We have Gulp-A-Live fish fry. And recently cleaning our catfish, I came across this Gulp-A-Live minnow. So I was actually pretty happy about that. We also have Gulp glow-in-the-dark maggots. We have some anise oil, which if you leave it sitting in your tackle box way too long, it stinks. So And this is the gel, so keep careful when you're putting it on hooks and stuff. It gets on everything and anything. I might actually have to take apart my tackle box here in a bit. Because somewhere down here I've got a cricket chirping. Okay, I also have a couple tackle boxes, a stringer, 2 things of excess line from other reels, and a whole spool, a fish scale, and the marmoset rod. Okay, next one we have wedding rings, pre-made hooks, Lucky Zippo, hook setups that I've made for slip sinkers, miscellaneous. I'll explain what this is for later. Those are mainly for trolling, catfishing and beads, the sharpener for the knife, little dividers, these little things here, bass bait, big sinkers, soft plastics in packages, a eye popper for your jig heads, a lighter if you smoke or you want to start a fire, you have those. Little these things, only loose. Next box we have mainly our bass, trout, and occasional pike. Topwater, lipless crankbaits, jointed topwater, miscellaneouses, spinnerbaits, and plugs. Next we have our European style fishing setups, ranging from 6 pound to 1.2, and we have a squid jig. That's for when I went to the ocean, but I still keep it in the tackle box. And last but not least, we have the main pike setups and big bass. We got curly tail grubs, your big, huge old husky jerks and jointed, crankbaits, both fat and small. Sorry about that, I've got a cold. Little tiny plastic setups, miscellaneouses, big huge swim jigs, all of our spoons, and our swim baits. And here's what I'm gonna show you what we have set up on the pole. We have a medium fast action pole with 8 pound test. We set this one up with a sliding sinker and a swivel down to a, what I really call a odd hook. It's called a circle hook, but it's more like a bait hook. It's got too long of a shank for a circle hook, so I've had some success on that. This one, I just recently got this reel. It's an Abu Garcia Cardinal 753 reel. Very old. This one's rigged up with 8 pound test. On this one we're using it mainly for trout. That one we can use for catfish, trout, whatever. We set it with 2 small sinkers down to, they'll pretty much set like a drop shot if you bass fishermen are watching this. And it'll have a small size 16 treble, which we will use for the power baits. And this one, because we've got a lot of pike this time of year, I've got a popper in a little bass coloration using the braided line. Of course, I will not be putting a still leader on because it just interferes with the action. Hopefully I'll be able to get you a video of me setting these up, putting my ID on the back so that if people find it they won't say, "Ooh, I want it," and steal it. Rough estimate of how long this has taken me to get all this. My whole life, pretty much. I've had this tackle box in my family since I was in Wyoming, so pretty good long time. Now, the only problem with this tackle box is I had to make a handle. Now back to that little thing I was showing you. This down here we have a little clip because this thing likes to open up. We go down and clip it. This will keep it from falling down on it and coming loose. This is Rain 208 signing off.